There are those who attempt to defend Ahsoka. They say that it's at least semi-popular. Perhaps Dave Filoni was never supposed to rescue Star Wars and it's doing fine enough. We're here to tell you that it is not true. No, Ahsoka is dropping down into Willow territory. And there is no Warwick Davis post to try to come save this one. Dave Filoni has failed, and that failure is so astounding that this may be, in fact, the end of the Mandoverse trajectory that we were supposed to be on. Thrawn has been neutered. Ahsoka has been spayed. And Dave Filoni is not the one to save Star Wars. All right, folks, we hope you enjoyed the Bob Barker reference in the beginning. The positive, happy references, though, they're not going to be many because, well, we're talking about the dismal descent of Star Wars. The Ahsoka freefall, if you will, from our dear friend Dave Filoni. What we are watching here is Star Wars hitting a new low, and there were plenty of lows before it that we thought it just could not possibly break down underneath. And yet it does. Time and time again, Ahsoka is the worst. No, it does not have perhaps worse ratings than some show out there we could come up with. Maybe Andor, I don't know. But in terms of percentages of drop-off, in terms of negative growth, in terms of ending the opportunities for Lucasfilm and for a series to get a second season, well, Ahsoka does all of that in spades. There is no interest any longer in Thrawn. Ahsoka has been turned into a stoic character that nobody cares about. This is a really bad situation. So we're following it. We had a conversation about it. We'd like to share that with you right now. Here we go, folks. Read the chyron at the bottom, and you're going to see that, yes, we are getting Ahsoka numbers for the finale, but we also, just in the last few moments, received the Nielsen numbers. They are for September 11th through the 17th, and that means we're going to weigh in here on what we've got on the latest. Virgin River from Netflix, top 2 billion minutes watched. Suits almost did the same. Elemental, the movie by Disney that they have been talking about, crowing about, saying how fantastic it did. Well, guess what? In this case, Disney probably was telling the truth because it gets 1.7 billion minutes of watch time. And what we'll want to see from that is we want to see, does it hold on for a second week, or was this a flash in the pan? If it holds on, then we're going to reassess the reception of Elemental, because we believe in explaining entertainment and keeping you ahead of the culture curve. So as data comes in, if it shows that Elemental is doing the same thing as the Encanto effect, well, we'll pay attention. Elemental, however, does not have a soundtrack to lift it up in that way, so I have a harder time believing that that might be happening here. I think this may be the case of a new free movie. Let's sit down and watch it, kids, because we didn't go see it in the theaters. And I don't think that's a good thing for Disney. But if this holds over the next few weeks, we will reassess and readjust on that. Well, Bluey continues to do quite well. Go ahead.
The thing I'll point out there is Elemental has obviously eaten some of Bluey's market share there. And so that is kids watching Elemental, I would say. So I guess I'm going to have to bite the bullet and actually watch this one and see what's in it. We do know that they had some... we'll say non-digital characters in there. There were analog male and female characters in that movie. So I guess I'm going to have to do an everything woke about it.
Are you assuming their genders?
No, I'm assuming that that they want to keep it a secret, except that they want everyone to know and they want everyone to affirm it.
Well, there's a few more things I want to point out before we look at Ahsoka, although it's definitely newsworthy. As you can see, folks, Ahsoka, the episode that featured Anakin, right? This was the Memberberry week. This is what was supposed to drive people to go watch Star Wars, make Dave Filoni the superstar, and get all the interest possible for the Thrawn legacy saga, whatever it is that's going to take us to a movie and cinematic experience. Ahsoka didn't even make top 10 with Anakin showing up. So the World Between Worlds, fever dream, misdirect, didn't even make top 10. That is atrocious. But we do need to say before we get to that Bluey is number 4. At this point, we just need to say that Bluey is easily the most popular, most steady item that Disney has, and yet Disney has no ability to put it into their parks. They have no ability to merchandise it, and they have very little ability to influence it, and probably that's why it's so popular. We've got some other stuff on here that I don't think is necessarily all that important to cover, except to say that in, what would this be, the 6th week or the 7th week, Jonas, for One Piece? This would be 7th week, right?
It's been on there for a while. The thing I'll point out is that Coco Melon is right there at a interesting number, but Coco Melon
the fiery eye, the fiery pupils of those babies in Coco Melon.
Yeah,
Stay away from him.
Moonbug makes Coco Melon, and Moonbug just made a deal with Disney to produce content for Disney Plus. I guess they got with the program there and decided to get yet another licensing deal.
Well, I just want to point out, folks, that One Piece came out way behind Ahsoka, and it's still in the top 10, even as Ahsoka has new stuff coming out, and One Piece at this point is multiple weeks into nothing new.
You know who might have some commentary here on the originals tab is a man who is rocketing up the charts. No, not those mop tops. We have Valiant Renegade.
Hey,
Valiant Renegade joining us. Valiant, we'll go to you in just a moment. Let's show everybody now. Ahsoka coming in 4th place in originals for the Member Berry episode, where they tricked everybody into thinking it was the world between worlds. There were even some out there on the webs, maybe GeoCities. I'm not sure exactly where they were, but the recesses of the internet declaring that this was going to be when the sequel trilogy was reset. That did not happen. It didn't even come close. It was never going to happen. But Ahsoka, even with all that hubbub and buzz around it, 577 million minutes. And this is the crazy thing, and Valiant and Tom, I want to go to you guys on this. We know where this is going. We know that the finale, according to Samba TV, people tuned out. We know that 863,000 households tuned in, according to Samba TV. And we're more likely to believe Samba TV on this show for the sole reason that Disney kind of misled us a little bit. Maybe they didn't do it intentionally, but looks like Samba TV had the premiere right, and Disney really threw them under the bus. And so now that Samba TV shows a major decline from the premiere to the finale, we're paying attention. To give you an idea of how that measures up, WandaVision, 1.4 million, almost double. Loki, 1.9 million, way more. Hawkeye, 1.3 million. To give you all an understanding of where we're at with Star Wars, we're talking about an Ahsoka, which could not get the bump it needed on that 5th episode. That was the big one.
And I'll point out one last thing, Pro. Sorry to interrupt you, but the 1.3 million for Hawkeye in the first 5 days is only 5 days, not 6. As we
correct. That's a great point. Yeah. But the thing I would say, folks, is if you want to know what kind of danger Star Wars is in right now, consider that Ahsoka pulled in about half with its finale, about half the numbers of She-Hulk. Consider for a moment that Ahsoka is following the same sort of percentage decline that Willow saw. Now, Ahsoka has bigger numbers, but in terms of percentage drop, this is looking that bad. And so, Valiant, you've hopped on to talk about it, but I want to go to Tom first because Tom's been sitting in the wings ready to go. I'm looking at this. I know everybody's sort of debated, is Star Wars dead? Tom, this is, I don't know what to say about it other than I don't know where it can even go. It's not even financially viable if this show is performing more poorly than Andor. And Andor was a total bust.
I don't know what you're talking about. KK9 is in full effect. Acolyte is not happening. This is all a part of the plan. She has been fired 3 times now.
She just won't give up her VIP parking. That's all it is, Tom.
She just won't leave. They're thinking about calling the police. But
they're taking away her security clearance 12 times.
Baylan Skull in season 2 is going to come in with George Lucas and a Saudi prince through the world between worlds.
Confident in Dave Filoni that he will use Heir to the Empire to reset everything. Now, I know we said the same thing during Ahsoka, and I know we said the same thing during Boba Fett, and I know we said the same thing during Mandalorian, and probably during Andor too. But this time, I'm sure of it.
Now, Tom, I sense a bit of facetiousness in your voice. Tom, has there ever, since Rian Johnson, been another writer/director who has fallen so far so fast as Dave Filoni?
I don't know what you're talking about. Dave Filoni is going to save Star Wars.
It's coming. It's coming, Tom. He's going to reset it because Balin Skull is going to find the world between
He
worlds.
is the most talented writer on the planet. He has a vision. He has a plan like God. And if you just have faith in it, let him see it through.
Sabine is going to change into a wolf, follow Ahsoka's owl coven creature, and they are going to go into the world between worlds that is up a space whale's butt and save Star Wars. I know it's going to happen. I just know it.
Well, that's just crazy. We all know it's going to be a space turtle this time. You can't do a whale twice.
And that is the end, folks, for today. However, unlike Star Wars, we hope to grow. And the way that we grow is when you do such a kind act as clicking the like button, share, subscribe, and click it and stick it to the algorithms. It's the notification bell. Also, were we right or were we wrong? It's your turn to weigh in. Drop a comment down below. We covet your comments. We care about what you think. If you'd like to check out material such as this when it goes live, well, it's every Thursday, 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and we keep those podcasts up for the pro show Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then they go in the vault. They are in the archive for our members to have forevermore. If you'd like to have access to all of them and find out what we've been saying for so long, check out that join button. It'll help you join and become a member, and it's the price of a soda per month. All right, folks, that's a wrap, though, here. We're heading out. We're done. See ya. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing, keep having fun.